Armored Core 6 will release on August 25th, 2023, if it doesn't get delayed. And that is unfortunately a problem for Elden Ring. Hey guys, Mad Luigi here, and in case you missed it, Armored Core 6 did get a release date announcement in addition to a gameplay trailer. I really like the gameplay trailer. If you haven't seen it, feel free to check it out. It showcases a few things from the game that look sick and looks like it's going to be a high energy thrill ride. I'm very excited for it, but unfortunately, this means Elden Ring's DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, will in all likelihood not be coming out anytime soon. We could be waiting until winter of this year, or even sometime in 2024 for a release. Now, why am I saying this? Why is Armored Core 6's release date dictating something about Elden Ring's DLC? Well, August is only a few months away. We're already almost in May. From Software likely won't want to put these two big releases very close to each other. The big new revival of the Armored Core series, and probably the biggest DLC they've ever made, which is for the biggest game they've ever made. FromSoft wouldn't want one to take away attention from the other. They want to spread them apart as far as they can, so they don't have to worry about an audience for one taking away from the audience for the other. So that means either the DLC could release right now, and that gives it a few months until Armored Core, so that's plausible, or it could release, at the earliest, a few months after Armored Core drops and the tension starts to wane a little bit, which would put us into at least the winter of this year. Now yeah, FromSoft could do a surprise DLC drop right now or sometime in the next week, for example, but that would put it in direct competition for attention with the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. In terms of the playing experience and the mechanics, Elden Ring and Zelda are very, very different games. But Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring are generally talked about in the same breath when it comes to absolutely massive open-world fantasy games that are top of their class. In terms of being the game to beat and raising the stakes for what the medium can achieve, Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring are two of the main contenders when it comes to open-world games. So in some ways, Zelda is the only real competition to Elden Ring. So it would be pretty crazy to have the DLC drop right when Zelda is coming out, especially because we haven't gotten any trailer for the DLC, and we would expect a trailer to come out before the actual release. More dev time to polish the DLC, and make sure Armored Core's launch goes well, in addition to not fighting the behemoth that is Tears of the Kingdom, seems like the most sensible option for FromSoft. If Armored Core doesn't get delayed and it does launch on August 25th, that means over the next few months, a lot of effort at FromSoft is going to go into making sure Armored Core is ready to launch and that the launch goes well. So that probably means no DLC for another 6 to 10 months. Maybe even longer, of course, but that's our reasonable, shorter expectation window. And that is a while to wait, which sucks. But it does mean that Shadow of the Erdtree can be expected to be absolutely massive, likely larger in scale than any previous Soulsborne DLC. This makes sense because Elden Ring is bigger than any previous game, and this DLC seems like it will have had more development time than any previous DLC they've made. So this is obviously Armored Core 6 news, but in some ways it is pretty big news for Elden Ring as well. We were in 2022 wondering if the DLC could maybe come out before 2023, and now we're looking at the possibility of the DLC coming out in 2024. I'm still holding out for winter of this year, since Armored Core 6 releasing in August does still give a few months of time for the post-launch to go through and for them to prep the DLC and release it in 2023, but it does seem pretty likely that they could do early 2024 as well. I'll be continuing to make Elden Ring content in the meantime, but I'll also probably hit up some other games because we are in store for a long wait. I plan to cover Armored Core, and might even cover some Zelda in the meantime since it is a bit of a wait till Armored Core release, and Zelda is coming out in the next few weeks. So if that sounds interesting, feel free to stick around. As I said, I will still be doing Elden Ring lore too, so it's not going to be a complete Elden Ring drought. But if not, then hunker down, and I'll see you when winter comes. Thanks for watching. Peace.